think my dad would say that Adam Sandler has a better voice than I do because he hates when I sing on the show.
There's a case to be made for that for sure.
I mean, I love to just, switch things up and just, you never know what's going to happen next on the show. And I thought it would be fun to sing one day. And my dad goes, nope, never again. Anyways, this next part of the show is one of my favorites. I have no idea what these headlines are going to be. It's real news or fake news, and Chaz is going to be testing my skills to read into what might be considered real news or fake news now on the Alex View. So, Chaz, let's start it up.
Well, Alex, I got 7 news headlines here for you.
All right, here we go.
Spent some time earlier today coming up with these. We got 7 total. Let's start with this one.
Oh, boy.
Memphis college star James Wiseman forced by the NBA to donate $11,500 to a charity of his choice on top of being suspended 12 games.
A 12-game suspension. I'm going to have to say fake news.
Real news.
Real news.
Unfortunately enough, the number one draft pick the number one star out of the class of 2019 has been suspended 12 games for taking money from his then high school coach.
Oh, no.
Actually taking $11,500 to relocate from Nashville to Memphis, and they're making him pay all of that money that he took to charity.
Now
as
back
well
to
as
his
sitting
coach.
out games. So, unfortunately, Alex 0 for 1. We'll move on to the next one.
Oh, boy. This could go-
Maryland woman wins 2 big jackpots in one day. Her first one won $12,000 and her second $16,000.
I'm going to have to say real news.
It is real news.
There we go. I'm tied. It's tied.
Woman in Maryland did win $28,000 in one day on 2 separate lottery tickets, so pretty good luck for her.
Well, and the reason why I knew that was going to be real is just because it's actually believable in the sense that it's not like $16 million and $25 million. I think that would have been fake, or it could have been real, I guess. So it was lower on the lower side. So I'm like, okay, that's how I got that. That's how I came to my answer, Alex.
All right, starting to
Feel like I'm
catch
on
on.
Jeopardy.
1 for 2. See if you can keep it going with this one. Health Department gives Tyson plant a D grade after discovering raw chicken contaminating surfaces in the workplace.
Well, I hope it's fake news.
It is fake
Oh,
news.
thank gosh.
Fortunately enough, the chicken giant Tyson did not fail their health inspection. I don't even know if they got a health inspection, but this is fake news. They did not fail any health inspection. They did not have raw chicken all over the place.
That's very good.
All right,
Very
on a
good.
hot streak now, 2 in a row. You're 2 for 3. Let's head on to the next one. A French man takes a duck to court and loses.
What?
Real or fake news, Alex?
A duck to court and he lost? I want this to be real, but I have to say it's fake news.
And I'd have to say you're wrong.
Oh my gosh.
It is real news.
Are you
And
kidding me?
While I may have stretched the headline a little bit, he did take a man and 60 ducks to court for noise pollution and lost.
Noise
The court
pollution?
actually put out a statement that said the ducks have won. I'm very happy, the farmer said, because I didn't want to have to slaughter my ducks. So, him and his 60 ducks can continue to live how they want in France.
Wait, did you say noise pollution?
Yes.
What is noise pollution? Is that just noise?
He has a flock of around 60 ducks and geese that he keeps in the Pyrenees, and his neighbor that lives around 50 meters away from him said the duck and geese make way too much noise and took him to court because of it. And the ducks ended up winning. They do not have to keep it down or, on the bad side, be slaughtered. So,
Oh my god.
duck wins in court, and you move to 2 for 5 on 2 for 4 rather on the real or fake news. We'll move on to the 5th one, see if you can improve on this. Seinfeld creators originally revealed that they planned to kill off Jerry in the pilot. They said that Jerry was intended to die in the beginning of the show, and this group of friends, I don't know if you've ever seen Seinfeld, but
Sure.
Kramer, Elaine, and George were going to meet at his funeral and that's where the show is going to start.
Well, I think it has to be fake news.
Fake news indeed.
All right.
Although I do think this is an interesting turn on Seinfeld, having him die earlier in the series and having the three friends meet at his funeral and kind of building off that. While that would be an interesting concept, it is, in fact, fake news. Alex, you're 3 for 5. Let's move on to number 6. Popeyes ranks as among the America's most dangerous workplace, and wages set to be increased to $20 an hour minimum in lieu of new chicken sandwich fights and whatnot.
Now, the Popeyes chicken sandwich has been the most viral thing of this year. I have to say, $20 an hour to work fast food? Oof. I have to say fake news.
Fake news, Alex.
Oh,
You're
there we
catching
go.
on. Although Popeyes does seem to be increasingly dangerous with the high demand for the new chicken sandwiches, they have not raised the minimum wage to $20 an hour, and I also don't think Popeyes would rank as the most dangerous workplace, considering there's a lot of dangerous jobs out there.
Well, you would think so.
So good on you. You're up to 4 for 6. Let's see if you can end it on a high note.
Uh-oh.
Hotel room costs $1, but the catch is that the guest's entire stay is live streamed on YouTube. Japanese hotel offers a room that costs only $1 per night, but whole stay is broadcasted onto YouTube. Real or fake?
$1, but then broadcasted onto YouTube. I'm going to have to say fake news.
I'm going to have to say you'll end this segment 4 for 7. It is real news. There really is a hotel in Japan that is offering $1 per night stays, but the entire guest is live streamed on YouTube for their entire stay.
Why?
Well, it says to be inspired by a British YouTuber who live streamed his time at the hotel and sort of got some publicity from that. And they figured that they could live stream a guest stay, but the only catch is that, of course, the stay is $1 per night. So, that being said, it is real. Alex, I'm going to have to ask you, would you stay in a hotel room for $1 a night knowing it's being live streamed?
Well, I think if people want to watch me sleep, then sure, because I'll pay $1 to stay in a hotel room. I think now after the show, I'm gonna be that idiot to go onto YouTube and to find these videos, because now it's an interest. I want to know, like, why, like, what's the point? I don't understand. I have so many questions. But can we go back to that duck story?
Absolutely. This was an interesting story that I found, and I liked it because, like you said, it sounds fake. It's a real story, but the ducks on a small French smallholding can carry on quacking after they won this case. They ruled after rejecting their neighbor's complaint that the bird's racket was making their life a misery. So unfortunately, the neighbor will either have to move or continue hearing the ducks, or just get used to it, I guess.
One thing I just want to add, I want to know who's going to get the bill out of that court.
Oh,
Who's going to get the bill?
well, there's gonna be 60 of them.
Ugh. I'm in college. I cannot afford that.
No. Get it? Like
I
bill,
know.
like
I
a
got you.
beak?
I wanted to see if you caught on to that.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, I'm the king of bad jokes.
See, this story actually rings true for me. Back in West Warwick, my neighbor up the street, about 6 houses, he has a duck, geese, and chicken farm in his backyard. And he's got about 90 to 100 of them walking around, or clucking, I should say. So every morning when I wake up, I see a nice breeze of wind come by and a whole bunch of feathers. So,
Oh boy.
you know, it's not very rare that I see a duck or a chicken standing in my backyard when I wake up in the morning.
No, and it's not to me, and I don't know why this is so funny to me this morning. I live on a farm back home. You know, I live on a hay farm, and our next door neighbor had a goose, and she would get hay from us, and we would bring her a bale of hay every month or so, or every few weeks to make sure that her goose had enough hay for her house.
I'm actually reading an interesting thing. This is not the first time that a non-human has won in court, actually.
Oh, what was
Last
the first?
September, a rooster by the name of Maurice was allowed to continue his dawn crowing, although a neighbor complained and took him to court because of it. So now, it seems like, unless I'm missing some stories, the people of France are 0 for 2 in court against birds, I guess. I don't know. Seems like an interesting case to lose, but
Oh,
France
man.
doesn't like to rule against ducks and geese and rooster and whatnot, our feathery friends.
How can you bring an animal to court? That makes no sense.
I don't know.
But noise pollution is a true thing, and it's the specific definition is harmful or annoying levels of noise, as from like an airplane or industry factories, etc. Unwanted sound noises can damage psychological health. Noise pollution can cause hypertension, high stress levels, tendinitis, hearing loss, sleep disturbances, and other harmful and disturbing effects. According to a 2019 review of the existing literature, noise pollution was associated with those things.
Well, that would make sense because the neighbor did complain that the birds racket was making their life a misery, so maybe he's getting some migraines or some bad headaches or no sleep or whatever you want to blame the ducks for, but guess he's going to have to keep living with it.
Well, or he could move.
Could move, but I would imagine he wouldn't want to move his entire life, his entire family, if he has one, to a different part just because there are some ducks next door.
Well, there were 60 of them.
60 of them.
Ducks. That's a lot of ducks.
It's definitely a lot of ducks. You guys are
Unbelievable.
telling stories about having a lot of ducks. I know I used to have a friend that had a neighbor with 3 ducks, which I always thought was cool,
Three,
but
yeah.
60 ducks, that's a lot.
60 of them. That's a lot of, noise, like what Nick was saying, but wow. Well, it concludes the show today. We've had a big week of shows. Tomorrow is Friday, and we have a packed show for tomorrow as well. Next week, we are having, this is breaking news. I'm going to break the news this morning on the show. Next week, on Monday, we will be having Bob Carpenter, who is a voice of the Washington Nationals. So, World Series champion, voice of the Washington Nationals, Bob Carpenter, will be on the Alex G Show Monday morning. I'm excited to have him on as a guest. And for any baseball fans that have a scorebook or broadcaster in the industry, Bob Carpenter has made his legacy with scorebooks. He's created his own industry and company by creating scorebooks. So he'll be on Monday to talk about the Washington Nationals winning the World Series, and we can't wait to have him on the show. But signing off for Nick Carlson and Chad Silva, I'm Alex Fuse. Have a great rest of your day, and be sure to celebrate National Gingerbread Cookie Day by eating some gingerbread cookies. Have a great rest of your day.